Welcome to another trade recap, where I'm day trading S&P futures on an Apex funded account, where I'm trading with Apex's money and keeping 90% of the profits and none of the losses. You can sign up for your own Apex account with my link in the description and use my coupon code for 50% off your first month and 50% off all recurring months. The funded account is off to a decent start. After losing $357 the first day of trading, I brought it back on the second with a $522 win, netting a total of $177 in profit before today. This morning, I tested some risky setups with micro S&P futures and only netted $25 from these, so won't be showing them. I did end up taking many more trades with mini S&P futures, so let's get right into today's recap. After price rallies all morning, I see it get rejected out of a higher timeframe fair value gap. On the way down, it puts in a lower low, which shifts the market structure to be bearish, and forms a 2-minute fair value gap, which is where I make my short entry. Initially, I wanted to target the lower fair value gap, but seeing some bullish AD divergence begin to form, I decided to go for the closer target and scalp out near sell side liquidity for 5 points. So this was a little undisciplined, but I decided to spontaneously go short when I see price get pushed to the edge of this fair value gap. Didn't have time to fully study my other indicators as I didn't want to miss a potentially good entry, so I scalp out pretty quickly when I see price drop down to the 9 EMA. When I see strong AD bullish divergence, I enter at the closest fair value gap and am glad to see price immediately go my way. As the trade dragged on, price starts to drop, but I noticed that AD bullish divergence was increasing, so I add 2 more contracts as it dropped further. While this improved my average entry price, it also increased my risk, and when price gets within 2 ticks of stopping me out, I get spooked and decide to lower my take profit level to exit for a small profit the first chance I get. And of course, after I exit, price continues to pump and hit my original profit target. I'm glad I still made some profit on this trade, but clearly, being in 3 contracts was just too big a size for me. It led me to make an emotional decision to exit early, which also indicated that I didn't fully accept the stop loss risk here. Definitely felt some FOMO on this early exit as my trade thesis played out, but my psychology prevented me from achieving the full profit. All my indicators had bullish confluence, and I go long again inside a fair value gap. This time, I told myself I would not exit the trade early no matter what happened. I'd fully accepted the 6-point stop loss and would not increase size this time because I didn't want to increase the risk that I was already prepared to take. This trade was a bit of a roller coaster as price swung wildly throughout, but ultimately I get stopped out on my original stop level. It sucks to take a loss, but I was actually pleased with myself that I stuck to my original parameters. After getting stopped out of the last trade, I re-examined my setup and realized that my previous stop loss was not set correctly as it was at risk of a sell-side liquidity grab, which ended up taking place. I noticed some more support levels below and re-enter long at the same price I got stopped out of in the last trade. Once again, I told myself that I would not exit this trade early no matter what, and my patience pays off as price begins to rally. Eventually, it comes within 2 ticks of my take profit level before dropping down. Once again, I get spooked and thought about the saying, "Don't be a dick for a tick," and decide to take profits early again. After I exit, I see price start pumping and kick myself for letting my emotions get the best of me again, and decide to re-enter. After I enter, I almost immediately regret it because it was just such a bad entry and I just tried to exit, but I accidentally added contract instead. After realizing what happened, I quickly closed both for a very small profit. What a train wreck of a trade. After seeing huge selling pressure into the close, I decided to go short on a retracement during after hours. I found that ICT concepts also work well during after hours, so I'm more willing to put on after hours trades now. Unfortunately, this one didn't pan out, and they end up getting stopped out, but I did like the setup here, so I wasn't too upset about the loss. No setup has a 100% win rate after all. Price had a nice pump to stop me out on the last trade, which created a setup for a bullish entry, so I go long on a retracement. After I enter, I do some self-examination and realize that, at this point, I was just overtrading, and would be pretty upset if I did end up getting stopped out again to end the day on 2 losses in a row, so I just closed this one early for a small profit. I checked back later and saw that my profit target would have hit. Sucks I didn't realize the full profit here, but glad the setup still worked. Overall, today was a pretty messy day of trading for me, and I feel lucky to end the day green despite all the mistakes I made, with setting stop losses and with letting my emotions cut my winning trades short. I need to get better at accepting my stop loss risk before I put on a trade, which will help me stay in trades for longer. If my trades need wider stop losses, I'll be switching to micro contracts to help manage my emotions when in a trade. So after netting a profit of $669, my Apex funded account now sits at $150,846. We're off to an okay start, but as evidenced by today's messy trades, I still have a lot to work on. As always, thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe to follow along as I document all the ups and downs of being a prop firm funded futures trader.